Hello everyone and welcome to today's discussion with Acronis. Today we will cover the ways in which Acronis can enable organizations of all sizes to seamlessly manage backup and recovery for all major hypervisors and provide integration to the cloud. My name is Don Grease. I'm the Manager of Business Development and Vendor Programs here at Lifeboat Distribution. And did you know that Acronis' data protection business for virtual environments grew by nearly 60% worldwide in 2012? Of course you did. That is why you're part of the club of brilliant people attending today. But seriously, that kind of growth demonstrates the demand for a platform that eliminates IT complexity and allows companies to establish one set of data protection policies using one technology across all environments. That is a really big win for your customers. And beyond that, this also makes upselling simple with Acronis. And Acronis will give you the best tips for growing your deals today. So we are really happy to have you with us. I know your time is valuable, so let me get right to the introductions for our main panelists. Joining me on the panel today from Acronis are Seth Goodling. Seth is the Director of Strategic Technologies. We have Danielle Biondi. Danielle is our Distribution Sales Manager from Acronis, and we also have Tom Kennedy, who is the Channel Marketing Manager for Acronis. Thank you all for your time and participation, and welcome. Okay, so we have an outstanding team here today, and they're very anxious to share with you, the features, the highlights, the benefits of their technology, but they're also going to talk to you about how you can be successful selling their technology to your customers. But before we get to that, before we get back to our main panelists, I just want everyone to know that we do encourage you to ask questions, and you may do that by entering your questions in the Q&A panel on the right-hand side of the screen. And at the conclusion of the webinar, we will answer as many questions as time permits. We are also going to be popping up some polling questions along the way, so look out for those. Please answer as many of the questions as you can. And remember, one last thing, we're going to have some fun. We're going to give away that $100 Amex gift card to one lucky attendee before we sign off today. Okay, that is enough from me. Let me bring in our fabulous panel and kick this off beginning with Seth. So Seth.
Hey, Don. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us, and really appreciate your time, and I know you're excited to share the good news about what's going on at Acronis. So let's start with how Acronis really made a name for itself in the channel for its data protection capabilities for physical infrastructures, but how you now have a flexible, scalable solution to protect data in virtual environments that really offers significant advantages to customers. So what can you tell us about where Acronis is today and how you go to market with your virtualization solution?
Yep, absolutely. And first of all, just thank you for having us here. We appreciate the opportunity to work with Lifeboat on this. So Acronis has a really interesting history. I mean, it's all based on, and if you go out and a lot of people, the first thing when you say Acronis, the first thing they throw right back to you is True Image, and that's where they know us from. And as you can see, I mean, we've had a decade of history, starting with that Acronis True Image product. And the idea has always been the same for our products, almost from the start. It's an image-based backup with the ability to do file-level restores. What's changed and what sort of how we've adopted is as the market changed and companies are and from the SMB up through the enterprise have started going through looking at this transition into different technologies. Acronis obviously has had to adopt and adapt that technology as well. Around 2006, we started doing migrations. We started building in some physical to virtual migration tools into our products. And that's what really, that birth of virtualization around that point, really hitting that market, sort of grew us into our product that we have on the marketplace, which is Acronis Backup and Recovery. We created a virtual edition of that in around 2007. The idea was there was still a need for physical backups, but because of the emerging markets and because of the emerging markets around virtualization and soon to be cloud, we had to put a product in place, and the idea was to protect physical and virtual environments in one management console. So having and giving customers the ability that they've always had to protect entire environments, do a bare metal recovery if needed, but also take advantage of the ROI coming from virtualization. And that's where that product initially came from, and we launched that around 2007. That was Acronis Backup Recovery for virtual editions. That was initially built for VMware. Since then, we've also added in almost every hypervisor you can imagine on top of that.
All right, that's great. A little bit later, Seth, I want to let you talk about the products that Acronis offers to protect data in virtual environments. But in general, what are the key differentiators for Acronis in the virtual space, and why should our resellers be keenly interested in understanding how Acronis is different from other solutions in the space?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mentioned that decade of experience, and I think that weighs a lot into it. What happened with a lot of companies is when the virtualization market started coming into play, there was a big rush to create a product that protected virtual environments. And a lot of times what they did was that they took their sort of solution that protected physical environments and made it bigger and meatier and added virtualization into it. And that created a sort of an issue for the customer at the end of the day, because a lot of times they had a smaller environment that maybe didn't need a battleship worth of tools built into it. So the idea that we always stayed with was to make it simple and keep these products simple enough that you can scale, and you can for ABR. You can start that product in a 1 or 2 host environment, say with 10 or 15 VMs, but also have the ability to go out to your Fortune 500s or go out to your larger enterprise customers and still find a solution. This was built off a product that we've had in the marketplace for a decade, so it's not new technology for us. The idea is business continuity, disaster protection in one, but at the end of the day, also the ability to recover a file if needed. So what we've really put together is a nice mix of a scalable solution to almost cover any environment that your resellers could run into, from the smallest SMB with a single host on up through larger scale enterprises. So that's really, we'll talk about VMProtect in a little bit, but that's another product that we've put in the marketplace around virtualization. But really, I mean, when you go into these accounts, even if it's a migration solution that's in place, generally Acronis is going to have some sort of solution in place where we can help your customers.
Right. So, clearly Acronis is not a one-trick pony, and customers need to understand this part of your value proposition, I think. So how do you best position Acronis against the data protection product that is just built for VMware, or maybe has a specialty for a particular hypervisor compared to what you can do?
Yeah, so Acronis does a poll every year. It's run by a third party, the Ponemon Institute. We do a worldwide survey. One of the things we really look for is what the customers have issues, not customers, what the consumers have issues with in the marketplace. And it's not unusual for us to hear back, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have run into this situation. It's not unusual for us to hear back that a customer may have 4 or 5 different types of backup solutions in place, or flavors of data protection solutions. They may have bought a third-party solution for migrations. They may have had their physical assets backed up by a solution, then they virtualized, and they had another solution to back up their virtual environments, and now they've got a cloud adding that in, and they're not backing up their cloud. But what we see a lot of times is those virtual infrastructures aren't backed up as well and as often as physical assets. So when you go to a customer and they've got that sort of crazy environment where if there's a true disaster at the end of the day, they're really struggling because they don't know, if they don't have a good disaster recovery plan in place, they don't know which application to recover, in which order, and to where, or which solution is is the most mission critical for them to get back up and running, and if they have the ability to just bring in boxes of new hardware and start recovering from that, and if they can't get the same hardware. So it's really a combination of all that, and that's what we do. It's almost for us, it's almost a soup to nuts capability. On the virtual side, we've got migrations built in, so we can P2V, we can do the physical to virtual, or if they're coming from a different hypervisor, we can also do a V2V migration. That's built in and included in all our virtual products. We can do an image level backup with a file level recovery, but also giving the ability to recover the entire infrastructure at the end of the day if needed as well to dissimilar hardware. So it's building all those tools into one solution. So the customer at the end of the day doesn't have to worry about 3 or 4 different types of trainings, 3 or 4 different contracts in place, 3 or 4 different maintenance schedules to maintain, versions to upgrade. It's really putting the ability to protect your entire environment into one management console, whether it's physical or virtual, whether it's desktops, whether it's Windows, whether it's Linux. It's giving the ability to recover all that from one management console and working with one vendor at the end of the day.
I think that's a tremendous value proposition to customers. I think that's also great for resellers to be able to offer that to customers. I just want to drill down just a tiny bit further and maybe spend a minute or two on talking about your capabilities for tape support and a little bit more about cloud. Are those areas where you're able to help customers as well?
Yeah, obviously we know we're going to run into, and your resellers are going to run into different environments, and no two companies are going to have the exact same disaster recovery plan. No two companies are going to have the exact same amount of physical and virtual servers or how they're going to recover. So what we tried to always do was to sort of keep our eyes open, and you hear a lot of talk about tape disappearing, but we still have a lot of customers that come to us and need a tape backup. And at the end of the day, they want to do a disk to cloud backup scenario, and that's what we're seeing. So the idea is for a customer to be able to move those data protection images however they want to wherever they want. If they want to back it up locally, so do a true disk-to-disk backup, and then if they want to run that to tape, that's absolutely fine. We do a lot of work with all of our versions to make sure that we offer tape support in that. And then if they want to do a cloud solution, there's Acronis Online, which is a SKUable item for your resellers to offer a cloud-based backup. So they really can go in and almost create a DR in a box type scenario where great, we got a local copy, keep that. If you need to just recover from that, you can. If you've got some compliance issues or you've got a need to get that data off-site, for us, it just looks like another backup destination. So when you're picking and deciding where you want to back that image up to, you just simply pick the Acronis Cloud, and it's again a SKU and a subscription-based offering for your customers.
That's great. I like that, DR in a box. That's great. We're going to look now a little bit closer at the specific products that our resellers need to be offering their customers who require data protection for virtual environments. So tell us about Acronis Backup and Recovery 11.5 Advanced Server Virtual Edition. Where does this one fit, Seth, and why do customers love this product?
So that's really the workforce. That's what that true image almost evolved into, and that's where really, if you need to start looking at Acronis in a business model, that's where you should start. We upgrade our versions about every 18 to 24 months. What we had done with the half version was we added some capability because we saw that the Rev market was kicking in a little bit, so we added the ability to protect Rev environments as well. But it's Acronis Backup and Recovery 11.5. That's the version that whether, again, you want to start with a desktop, whether you want to start with one server on up through larger virtual environments, whether it's VMware, whether it's Hyper-V, whether it's Citrix, whether it's Parallels, we really created an advanced platform. if you knew this product in the past, and you probably still heard me call it this once or twice out of habit, it used to be Virtual Edition, or VE. What that changed into was really a platform-based model where it's plug-and-play components, and you can, this product will grow as your customer's environments grow. If it's just a couple desktops that you want backed up, if they start adding servers, if they go virtual, if they want to do a cloud backup, this product can scale up and grow as the customer needs it. Or obviously you can just pick pieces out of there. If they do just need a virtual backup play, if they have decided to go 100% virtual, it's an easy product to just slide in and start filling that hole and filling that gap. And really, it's again, I keep saying this, but it's one management console that that you can monitor all those different environments from. Again, if it's Windows or Linux or physical or virtual.
Okay, so a lot of versatility there. Let's take a look now at VMProtect 8. And this product, if I understand it, is built specifically for VMware, vSphere. And what are the advantages that this product offers a vSphere customer?
So a lot of people think I talk fast, and when I talk about VMProtect, I'll talk even faster because this is a product I really love. And you can almost forget everything I said about physical and virtual in one environment. We see a consistent need for that, but we also saw a nice niche and a nice hole in the marketplace where people were looking for a virtualization backup solution that was even simpler and even easier to use than anything on the marketplace. And that's where VMProtect fit in. We looked at the market, we looked at our polls, we looked at our customers, and they just needed a light, fast backup solution. I talked earlier about how a lot of the industries, including Acronis, a lot of the people that make backup products have taken that physical backup product and then layered on the virtual infrastructure on top of it, and the product just kept growing and growing, and next thing you know, you've got a 200-page user guide and half the components you don't need. But with VMProtect, we took the whole idea of virtual backups and scaled everything back enough to make it light, fast, and easy to use for a virtual-only environment. We looked at the hypervisors. VMware obviously is the market leader at the time, was at 80%+ of the customers out there were using VMware. And VMProtect for us filled a really nice hole in that SMB, smaller SME customers that had VMware and were just looking to go out and really protect that data. So the big difference between this product and normal virtualization backup solutions, this product has about a less than 300 meg install. It's extremely light. It's the only product I've ever seen on the marketplace where I mean, as a reseller, if your engineers with a small amount of training, when they go to demo this product, they can demo it from the executable. So start with the executable file on their desktop and do the install on the front end of the demo. I've never seen another product on the marketplace in terms of backup that you can do that with. It was third-party tested to have a virtual machine backed up in less than 5 minutes. And to me, that's really exciting because it not only is it timely and simple, but there's enough, after the wizard-based things, there's enough meat on the bone in the back end to make it a really strong, powerful backup solution for virtual environments. We've added a ton of stuff. We've added vCenter integration. We've added deduplication. There's compression in there. There's encryption in there. There's an option for cloud-based backup, like I mentioned for ABR, just pick another destination. So there's a ton of flexibility built into this product, and as the price, this one's priced per socket or per CPU, so we price a little bit different than you've seen in the past from ABR. We went really aggressive on the pricing to make this a nice fit for that customer, maybe with 100 or so VMs, and that's all they really need is to protect those 100 VMs. but there's also some nice sort of finesse and some nice touches built in. There's the ability to create a disaster recovery plan. So as you're building out your backups, it'll automatically create a disaster recovery plan for the customer. So they can email this out, or they can print this out, and if the person that created the backup plan isn't available in time of disaster, it's simply a step-by-step follow-through. The other big difference is there's only one version of this product. It's not a standard or a plus. Everything that I've been talking about so far is built in, including a web-based utility, so you can run it from your iPad or run it from your smartphone, or even integrate into vCenter if you like.
Excellent. So we've talked now about the products. I think our audience is getting the value proposition. What I'd like to do, Seth, now is kind of talk about you know, identifying opportunities and identifying winnable opportunities. Obviously, this is a very competitive space, and time is valuable to our resellers. So when do you know that a potential opportunity is either a really good fit for Acronis, or maybe you should look for another opportunity? How would you describe that for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think your resellers know their customers. I think it's like going to a doctor. I mean, you walk in and you start talking to your doctor, and if you get that uneasy feeling about something that's going on with you that you don't really want to talk about, then you need to start talking. I think that's almost the case with backup for us, is that you know your customers, and you know if they've got holes in their environment. You know if you start talking disasters at the end of the day and they get uncomfortable and start sweating, there's a hole there. I mean, I spent a lot of time talking about disaster recovery and business continuity, and we know as a company that the majority of the consumers out there aren't protecting their data properly. But there are customers that have gone out and bought 4 or 5 solutions, like I mentioned earlier, and that's their happy place. They're not gonna. They don't need. They've been doing backups with someone for 15 years, and Mary in accounting takes their tapes home with her at the end of the night. I mean, I don't think we're necessarily going to go in and steal that business from them because in their mind that's their DR plan and that's the right way. But I think if you talk to your customers, there's almost always some sort of need. If they haven't virtualized yet, or if they don't have any plans to virtualize, we still can protect them. But I think at the end of the day, it's worth taking a look and just thinking about your customers. If there's a disaster, how confident are you at the end of the day that they'd be able to completely recover that data accurately and get their business back up and running in a timely manner? I mean, if they're all set, if they know that they've got an extra set of hardware ready to get spun up, they've got the ability to do a BMR, they've got a nice recovery plan in place, honestly, we might not be able to go in and grab that. Price may motivate them. If it's a VMProtect opportunity, price can definitely motivate them. We've taken away deals with VMProtect just based on the license cost versus their renewal cost for maintenance. So not everyone's going to be a perfect fit, but I think if you look at your customers and look at and honestly ask them if they're confident if the flood or fire happens, or if something happens in the server room and they need to recover, if they're not confident in that ability, I think we've got some type of solution for them.
That's great, and you said a lot of things that were very important there, but one thing that made me kind of perk up was and I want our audience to keep this in mind, is that VMProtect new licenses could be a less costly proposition than renewing what they may currently have. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've absolutely taken away deals with this. I mean, as it sits, list price at MSRP on VMProtect is $5.99 a socket. So I mean, you can go in on a for less than $1,500. I mean, it just really depends on their environment. But we've gone in with this product. If it's a VMware shop, that is a smaller company that maybe they only have 3 or 4 hosts and 8 or so CPUs, 30 VMs or so, it's a really nice fit for that product, and the pricing is probably the most aggressive in the market.
Excellent. Okay, so I want to tie back into the phenomenal growth rate and success that you've enjoyed, especially you know, in the past year or so. And in that growth, are you seeing any current verticals that are particularly hot, or is your success kind of happening across the board right now?
Yeah, so that's the thing with data protection. We like to say it's horizontal. We like to say everyone needs data protection, but we still do see the big verticals. We see some nice bumps in all of those, but not overly remarkable in terms of that. Our growth has been, VMProtect has been a great product to help in win that SMB market. VMware did a great job a few years ago of getting to that small to medium-sized business and letting them know the advantage of virtualization. And sometimes maybe they didn't even need to virtualize, but they just did because that's what everyone else was doing. So I think we've been able to ride that wave along with VMware and inserting VMProtect into those accounts where, again, they were just starting out in virtualization. It's a nice fit because if your customer hasn't virtualized yet, it's almost a circle. I think we saw it on one of the other slides, but because migrations are built in, use VMProtect to migrate your physical to virtual, come in with VMware, get the advantage of server consolidation through VMware, come back to us for the backup and recovery portion of it. And so we work hand in hand with VMware because we do get those customers, because that migration is built in, we get those customers up and running on VMware faster. It's an accurate migration tool. So we like working with VMware in that sense. They're up and running quicker, faster, and they're protected at the end of the day. So VMware trusts that their environment will stay running at the end of the day.
Excellent. Okay, Seth, I'm going to give you a break now. Thank you so much for all of that great information that you just shared with us. But now I'm going to bring in Danielle Biondi, and again, Danielle is our distribution manager. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Don. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's great to have you here with us today to talk about Acronis with our audience. Let's see. I want to start with you after Seth's great overview of the overall opportunity Acronis provides. But our resellers still need to know what's in it for them. You know what I mean? So let's start with the partner program. Can you tell us about some of the requirements and benefits of the Acronis partner program?
Absolutely. The Acronis partner program was designed to radically enhance the selling experience of our partners. And we want to reward you for your hard work with everything from competitive benefits, attractive profit margins, channel promotions, and sales incentives. We offer free technical support for partners, NFR software licenses, sales and technical training, and sales resources to make selling Acronis as easy as possible. We've created a progression-based program that offers 4 partner levels in all, starting with the Acronis Authorized partner and moving up to the Silver, Gold, and Platinum partners. The more you progress, the better it gets.
Okay, and how can partners advance to higher levels in the partner program? What's involved in that?
So as you can imagine, each new level comes with increased requirements, such as increased revenue expectations, higher level Acronis certifications, and joint business plans. Progressing to a new level gives partners an increase in benefits such as larger discounts, more technical support, more NFR software licenses, and lead generation opportunities and marketing support.
Okay. That's great to know. And folks, I want to give Danielle and the whole Acronis team a plug because we are approaching end of month, and I can tell you, end of month, whatever you need to close deals, whatever support you need from Lifeboat and Acronis, our teams work together like none other, and these guys do a phenomenal job making sure that they're there for you to support you in your efforts to close business and hit your numbers. So I just wanted to get that in there as well. And now, Tom, how are you doing, Tom?
I'm doing fine, Don. Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here with us as well. And I know that we also want to share with our resellers that not only is the technology there, the pricing, the partner program, but you also offer resellers an awful lot in terms of marketing and sales support, and I'd like to talk to you about that and find out from you what you can provide to resellers to help them get started selling and to grow their business with Acronis.
Great, thanks, Don. As you know, with our partner portal, we offer our partners a plethora of materials to assist them in selling our virtualization solutions and creating marketing campaigns to execute those messages to their customers and prospects. In this portal, we've got a virtualization tab just dedicated to those virtualization materials. So in there, we have a sales briefing deck that's available to those resellers who really want to know how to accurately position the Acronis Virtualization Solutions. We have 2 telemarketing call scripts that are available for sales call-out campaigns, one that's very scripted for a more structured call, and one that supplies bullet points for those sales teams that are more seasoned. We also have a quick sales guide with use cases that is available to address different end-user virtualization environments. In that tab, we also have a number of sales and marketing, technical and support resources for building those campaigns. Those resources range from co-brandable emails to web banners to branded product descriptors for the campaigns for the desired audience. And so finally, we have not 1 but 2 step-by-step approaches in that tab that show you how to bring those targeted Acronis virtualization solutions to your audience via those. So all of these materials are available on the partner portal under the virtualization tab. So I encourage all the partners to go to that portal to leverage those materials to assist them in increasing their revenues.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. And Danielle, I'm going to come back to you now for the last and most important question, which is, talk to our resellers about how they can really make money selling Acronis and how you recommend them go about growing their business with Acronis.
All right, this is a great question because there are several opportunities to boost your sales with Acronis Virtualization Solutions, including our Opportunity Registration Program. When you introduce a new customer to Acronis, register this opportunity through the Acronis Partner Portal, and you'll receive an additional 15% margin. Acronis also offers competitive replacement incentives. If you have customers or prospects using our competitor software, we'll help you encourage them to switch to Acronis by offering special competitive discounts. You can also take advantage of special pricing. The Acronis price list is available for download through the Acronis Partner Portal, and this will help you calculate customer quotes quickly and easily. This includes special licensing for government or educational customers, as well as volume discounts. And if you're ever unsure of what to quote, all of the account managers at Lifeboat are certified Acronis sales professionals, and they can assist you with everything Acronis, from product questions to licensing, quotes, and of course those Acronis orders. The collateral and sales tools that Tom just took us through are they're great access for partners to be able to uncover upsell and cross-sell opportunities. As Seth mentioned earlier, this is, it is DR in a box, and there's, from any range of your customer's environment, there's a solution that we can offer to help them out. Even if they're originally just looking at a solution for their desktops, asking what they're doing for their virtual environments and how they're protecting those virtual machines, that's a great opportunity right there to upsell. If they need to eliminate redundant data, if they've considered deduplication as an offer, if they need offsite backup to the cloud, there's lots of opportunities to upsell and increase your profits with Acronis.
That's excellent. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate it. So panel and audience, I've been asking all the questions. It's now time for you to ask your questions, audience, and I have some questions queued up here ready to go. But while we're doing this, if anyone else thinks of anything that they'd like to have an answer to, please feel free to still enter your questions through the chat panel or the Q&A panel. The first question I have is, do we need to be a registered partner to sell Acronis? So Danielle, you want to take that?
So we absolutely encourage you to get authorized. However, it is not a necessity in order to start selling Acronis. As long as you're set up as a lifeboat reseller, you can start selling Acronis this afternoon.
Okay, but we do encourage you to register to take advantage of all the things that Danielle and Tom have just been speaking about. Okay, so next question, and Seth, I'm going to send this one your way. The question is, can you back up from cloud locations such as Office 365, Office application files, or Exchange data?
So we may need to dig a little bit deeper into the question depending on how that customer's environment at the end of the day. So all of our products have support for Exchange, and that support includes file level recoveries, even contact and calendar recoveries, even individual emails if needed. Depends on the product and depends on how they have that Exchange configured at the end of the day. If you're talking from the cloud, the way the Acronis online portion, our cloud piece is really designed to do is to be more of a destination. So you're sending that data from your physical or virtual location into the Acronis cloud, and that's later used for recovery. So if it's already in the cloud, depending on how it's configured, depending on how we've got our hooks into it, if they've done agent or agentless, then it changes things a little bit as well. So that's something we probably should just figure out, talk to, if we can get you a better answer just with a little bit more info on their environment. But that's how our Exchange environment works, is there's an agent for that on the physical side. Okay.
This next question, I think you've mostly covered this, Seth, when we were talking about new licenses of VMProtect versus potential competitors' renewal costs. Someone asked, are you implying that renewal costs for maintenance for Acronis is substantially less than the competition? So that's not exactly what you were saying, but if you want to try to answer that one, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, big picture-wise, I can sort of say that, yeah, because I mean, for the pricing of the VMProtect, obviously the first year's maintenance is included in that price. So if you need to purchase more maintenance after that, because it is based on the price of the product, which we feel is some of the lowest in the marketplace, then it would make sense that that's a lower cost. But what I was referring to was that VMProtect pricing, the per socket pricing versus going out and renewing maintenance on a much larger, more expensive product is where we've gone in and when they've compared renewing their maintenance versus the price of a new license of VMProtect, that's where we've taken some deals away in the marketplace just because of that VMProtect price point being as low as it is.
Okay, great. And I have one more for now. Actually, a couple more. How many sites can you back up at one time with Acronis?
So again, depends on how those sites are configured and how they are connected. If you're talking ABR 11.5 and they're all visible within that management console, the sky's almost the limit on that one. If you're talking a remote site, and you just want to go out and throw VMProtect on that remote site, but you're also backing up, if it's, say for example, it's a branch, a bank that has branches, and they're using us in their main location, but then also backing up their branches, you'll be able to manage that all from the web GUI. So you can just go in and pick that location and back up and restore from the web interface on that. Depends a little bit on how they have their environment connected, but in theory, unlimited.
Okay, great. I have one question that seems to be related to pricing and ABR 11.5, and what I would say is to contact your Lifeboat sales rep. They'll be able to get you that information immediately. But last one for you, Seth. We have someone who's looking at virtualizing a server with VMware. It says, and having a backup server, and I guess they're trying to decide between VMProtect or ABR 11.5. What would be the advantage of one or the other in this case?
Yep, it's a great question. It's the most common question I get when I do these. It's worth taking a look at your environment. It's probably worth a quick call to us or to someone to figure out but I can sort of break it down enough to give you a really good idea. So VMProtect has a few limitations versus ABR. VMProtect doesn't have tape support, so if your plan at the end of the day is to have any sort of tape backup, then VMProtect isn't a fit. That would be an ABR. If you're using anything other than VMware in the future, that will be a limitation of VMProtect. You'd have to go to ABR 11.5 for that, because that has multi-hypervisor support. If you're planning on growing maybe past 100 VMs or so, then you might want to look at ABR, just depending on how you're configuring your backups in your environment at the end of the day. VMProtect is built for that smaller side of it. So, I mean, that's the biggies: tape, multi-hypervisor, and then just pure size of the environment. What I recommend is just trying one. All these products are available as a trial download. I mentioned you can back up that virtual machine in less than 5 minutes with VMProtect. So it's worth just pulling down a trial, taking a look, and seeing if it's a fit for your environment. And again, last resort, we're always happy to help. Just let us know what you're looking at, what your long-term growth is around virtualization, and we're happy to give you the best option there. Price-wise, it depends on, just for clarification, ABR 11.5 is priced per host with unlimited virtual machines, so it's per physical host. VMProtect is priced per socket, so that's the difference in price there. So generally in the smaller environments, it's pretty close at the end of the day in terms of pricing, but it's worth taking a look at the other side of it, what you're actually looking to do at the end of the day also.
Okay, and last one, this might require more of a conversation with the reseller, but they're asking, is there any issue with backward compatibility? So I guess to previous versions of ABR, what do you think about that, Seth?
Yeah, as long as they're under maintenance, Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, as long as they're under maintenance, they can always upgrade to the newest version. The only difference in compatibility is if they want to go from ABR to VMProtect, those two products today don't talk to each other, so that will be a newer, fresher install from that. So the old ABR data wouldn't come over to VMProtect. If they're on an older version of VMProtect and under maintenance, yeah, always they can upgrade to the newest version. That's always built into our software. If they're under maintenance, they can, no issue.
Okay, excellent. Folks, we're going to move on now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give away that $100 Amex gift card, but once again, as we continue along here through the finish, if you think of anything that you'd like to have answered, certainly fire away there in that chat panel. So, the moment I've been waiting for, and you've been waiting for, the winner of today's gift card is Ryan Hoy from Mid-Atlantic Data Systems. Okay, Ryan, congratulations. We will get you that gift card in short order, and we thank you for participating today, and thank everybody for participating today. So hang in there with us for just a second, folks. We are going to move on to the Lifeboat traditional call to action. If you have any questions, get them in there, but what we really recommend and would love to see you do is, of course, to visit the Acronis website. There's a link on the screen there. That's the page that Tom spoke about earlier that has the wonderful e-guide series and everything else that Tom spoke about. including product information, and you can also find the partner portal on the Acronis website where you can get all the information on the partner program that Danielle was speaking about. And we do also encourage you to talk to your Lifeboat sales rep here. We have a dedicated team. We're here every day for you. If you would like to see a deep dive demo of any of the products that were discussed today, we'd be happy to work with you on that to get that arranged. We'll help you with pricing, pre-sales assistance, and we'll help you grow any opportunity. I do want you to remember what Danielle spoke about, which is that it's really a great idea to upsell and cross-sell using Acronis because they have such an end-to-end solution they can offer. You guys should think about that and really attempt to grow your deals as best you can, and Lifeboat is here to help you with that as well. I think I got one more question. Yep, here we go. When you mentioned, Seth, I guess this is back to you. When you mention Rev environment, what does that mean?
So that's Red Hat's enterprise virtualization. It's Rev, R-H-E-V. It's Red Hat's hypervisor, Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization Solution. We added that into our product support with version 11.5. So it's just another hypervisor, just like Hyper-V or vSphere.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So folks, contact Lifeboat if you have any questions from here on, and let us help you grow your deals. Of course, Danielle Biondi does a fantastic job, not only working with us here at Lifeboat, but she's happy to help our partners. And if you have questions about the requirements or benefits to the partner program, look up Danielle. She'll be happy to help you, and we're happy to team up with her and help you grow and advance in the partner program. Well, I think that's it for today. Panel, you guys were great. Thank you so much for being here with us and taking the time. Thank you all in the audience for attending today. For everybody here at Lifeboat Distribution and Acronis, I want to thank you for your participation. We hope to hear from you all soon. But for now, we'll say goodbye. Thanks, everyone.